Yo, yo, it's JSF, and I know we're getting an update next month. People might not care that much about Sheeva, but I was playing Sheeva a bit recently, kind of a decent amount. I've seen Sonifi's playing a lot of Sheeva. I've seen some other pro players dabble with Sheeva, so I wanted to talk about Sheeva and do, I guess, a Sheeva guide and explain this character, explain what's good about this character, what's bad about this character, because I don't think anybody knows really much about this character. I think people pick her because fucking stomp, right? And other people are probably just trying to see what she has and think what's good, what's bad. But I don't think anybody is utilizing her best tools. I think they're picking the wrong things, which is why I want to start with variation 3. If I was going to do a character guide, you know, I'd typically start with the first variation and just go through them. But I want to talk about variation 3 because it's the one that gets the most attention. It's the one people run to. And I think it's her worst variation. I've thought this for a while, and I just spent time like kind of looking at the variation a little bit more, and I think exactly the same thing. I think this variation is her worst variation. We'll get into it. But anyway, if y'all like these guides, subscribe to the channel. I'm doing guides for a bunch of characters, even the new characters when they drop. Ray and Melina guides coming soon. Anyway, so Sheeva, right? We know Sheeva's got Stomp. One thing people, well, you might know if you fight her a lot, Sheeva has one of the best fireballs in the game. Just straight up. Pretty fast. EX is really good. It's a mid. It's really good on block. As you can see right from back here. Look how plus that shit is, right? From back here. If I EX it, you know, it's still plus 23 from back here. Like, it's fast. It doesn't have too much startup. I don't know why he's on random blocking. It's fast. It doesn't have a ton of startup, you know. Has good block stun. Like, it's a really good fireball. I'm just leave that at that. That doesn't get enough credit. Her stomp is her stomp, but at the end of the day, like, let me just, like, her stomp is her stomp, but system update. Her stomp is her stomp, but at the end of the day, like, hold on 1 second. You know, once she leaves the screen, dash, boom, 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 boom. This is variation 3 Sheeva I'm talking about, right? There's no mix up on the stomp. There's no delay. There's no forward backward. It's just a generic stomp. So it exists, but you're only going to get away with it in certain instances. Just keep that in mind. Sheeva players like to abuse sweep, her back 3 overhead. These are just some of her general buttons. Her best button is forward 1. Her best button is forward 1 by far. 16 frames. Look at the range. Look at the range on this. Whoa. Hits from a little more than round start. Tiny bit more than round start range. Look, -2, -1 on block if it's spaced a little bit, right? It's -2 normally if you can get a little more space. You can get it to be -1. Goes into 4. It's not a hit confirmable full combo string, but no gap, -5, completely safe, really good. She's also got this 12 frame mid string, extremely hit confirmable, extremely safe with no gap. You can go to the ender, which is safer with pushback, but does have a gap. She's also got back 2, 1-1. I mean, -9 is mostly safe. It can be punished by jabs. She's got an ender in this string too. I just forget what it is. 2, standard 2, yeah. Ender, which makes it completely safe, but there's a gap. But again, it's hit confirmable, right? You can go into a string if need be, or you can just hit confirm the back 2 part of it. It's 2 hits. If you're good at hit confirming, you'll notice these are blocked. You don't even do the rest of it, right? If they land, then you go into the jabs. You know. What else we got? We got standing 2-1. Second hit is an overhead. Standing 2 is a 10 frame high. The range is abysmal, but the second hit's an overhead, so you're gonna see this string. It also bounces on hit. Is he blocking? Yes. No, I mean, yeah. So in this variation, you have a launcher that'll only grab lows, and you can combo after this. So it's very important to know that. But let's get into the variation specific stuff. Her down 1 is kind of trash. 7 frames kind of trash. Her down 3 is kind of trash. Her buttons are kind of stubby as a character. Sheeva doesn't have many long range buttons, which is why this button is so important and so good. It's very, very underutilized by all Sheeva players, but this is our best button. It's not even close. None of our other buttons. Look at the range on this. Look at the range on this. You get what I'm saying? Like she has this overhead that's 24 frames. She does have this 19 frame launcher, which is also a good button, but it is a high, so be careful with it. But it is a launcher, in a rare instance of a launcher that's arguably safe-ish. Usually if a move like this launches, it's like minus 15 or something. Like think Shao Kahn's back 3, something like that, right? A lot of times they're pretty unsafe. But it's good to have that. But let's get to the variation specific stuff. Talked about her pokes a little bit, her down 2 sucks. Her flawless block up 2 is trash. Probably the worst in the game. But in this variation you get the Death March. You get a low grab, and this is a true low. This is not a command grab. This is just a low. So like say Fujin is standing, right? He stands blocking. You won't block that, right? If he's ducking, or we just put it on all, fuck it. He'll block it. It's just a regular low. Extremely unsafe on block, minus 21, as you can see, right? Yeah, Sheeva's down 4 is kind of has to. She also has this grab that only grabs you if you're crouching. It's a true throw. 100% true throw. Only grabs you if you're crouching or if you're in a juggle state in that area, right? If you're in like that area and in a juggle state, she'll grab you to continue combos. So, for example, right? This bounces you. She can grab you. Do-do-da-da-da, whatever you want to do. You know, she can do that. Those are all the variation moves. Now, the Death March is a big part of this variation because if you look at it, see extend hold, released, there's an up, Quanton kick, Shokan stomp. So let me just show you, right? So there's this, right? You can cancel it if you do back, right? And obviously, you can do string into it, right? If you press up, you get a launcher, which is you get forward basically, right? You get that launcher. You know, full combos and stuff like that. Back cancels it. If you press down, you get the overhead, which is back 3. It still has the same crush and blow. And if you run half screen and just let it rip, you get that crushing blow. Good luck landing that. But the beauty of just the regular move is it's plus on block. So if you just do this and they block it, you're plus. Cool, right? Now we're gonna get into where my issues are with this variation. People play this variation for the Death March mix-ups. Because remember, you can and grab, you know what I mean? And like, you can do something like that. Wait. And then you can just go for the overhead. Like, you can just, you know what I mean? They play this for the mix-ups, not to mention the low grab. Sheeva has multiple overheads. Her back 2, the second hits an overhead. 2-1, second hits an overhead. So I can do 2 low grab, back 2 low grab, like for mix-ups, right? Here's my issue with this variation and why I wanted to talk about it first and just say that it's trash. Not trash, but I think it's a worse variation. Like you just saw, right? Damn, I was gonna show something with the with this shit first. Oh yeah, let me show that first. So the regular Death March kick, right? That's plus on block is a high. If I go for the launcher, it's also a high. I want to cancel this. Say I want to cancel this. God damn it. Go for a grab or something, that's a high. I do have the overhead option. I do have that option. It's a very, very real option. However, it's kind of the slower option. Like, this is a faster option, right? So you can kind of duck. I don't want to say react to it, but like, you know what I mean? And it's not like you get a ton off of this, right? Get your little 12%, go about your business. Now, if you're mashing a low poke, like down 3 or something, you'll get crushed, but you shouldn't be fucking mashing in the first place. Anyway, what was I talking? What was I about to go into? Oh, why this variation is ass. Yeah, so again, that's a high, right? That's not like a guaranteed like mix up thing. Sure, it's not useless. You can do things. You can cancel this, or you can cancel this and go into a string. blah, blah, blah. Oh, one more string about Sheeva's that I didn't mention. Her 4-4. 10 frame mid string. Completely safe on block. Hit confirmable. No gap. You can just do the first 2 hits and be safe. Wow, if you flaws blocking is -10. Oh, no, you have to do 3, yeah. If you do the full string, you're completely safe -6. Or you can cancel the first 2 hits into a special one. Got a hit confirm, but it's completely safe. Really, really good. Has stubby as fuck range. The range is goddamn it's stubby. But it's 10 frames. And that's gotta come in handy, I promise you. But yeah, why this variation is ass. Not only that this is high, and then an overhead, but that doesn't really lead to anything, right? That's a death march. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not like, sure, when a Sheeva player has you in the, you know what I mean, in the situation, it can be really good, but it's a mix-up. It's a guessing thing. It's a guessing game. It's flipping a coin. It's playing Sub-Zero. Like, it might work, it might not, and your reward is not that high. Your reward is high if you get the launcher. If you get the overhead, and not so much. If you get this, you're plus, but like, you know, like, cool. Now what are you gonna go into? And it's gonna cost you meter to go into anything except this, right? So if you go for the launcher, you might be safe, but you lost offensive meter. If you go for the overhead, you lost offensive meter. So imagine you do death march. 12% for that, right? That same move, that same damage is right here. You know what I mean? Sure, you can't cancel it after a string, and that's what a mind game is with it, right? You get to cancel it, spend defensive meter, but I just I feel like you can get so much more with other variations. Not to mention the you know, the low grab, if you EX it, can do the DLT thing that Sheeva does. It's really good, that I'll get into later. Her DLT thing, which she does on a lot of her grabs, if you move you get more damage, but it's extremely unsafe. It's extremely, as it should be, right? -21. Like, you know what I mean? Now this is a real mix-up. Comes out 12 frames. Comes out 15, you know, it is a real mix-up. Comes out 17. Comes out 15. It is a real mix-up, but the thing is, if you guess right, or you know your opponent's habits or whatever, it's extremely unsafe. Like, if you go for this, like, playing this variation of Sheeva is wanting to roll the dice. Now, you get more damage, probably. Well, you get good damage. I don't want to say more. You can get good damage, right? And I don't know the optimal combos or whatever, but you can get 32, 33, 34%. You spend 2 bars, maybe a little bit more. You can get damage, and you get these little mix-ups, but like your whole game is just the mix-ups. And if the mix-ups don't work, you die. That's a thing. Like, you have to risk your life to win with this version of the character. And I don't think it's worth it when there are other variations when you don't need to do that. Like, you don't have to play like this. Like, if you want to live by the sword, play this variation. But I think it's bad because she has other variations where you don't need to live. I might as well go backwards at this point. I might as well go backwards. So we'll end at variation 1, which is basically just all about the stomp. I want to talk about variation 2. I think this is her best variation. Free. I think this is their best variation. I think it's really, really good. The 3 variation moves, shield, tall giant, yeah. The only downside is you lose her fireball. She has one of the best fireballs in the game, and you lose it in this variation. But instead, you get a mid projectile, which is not much slower. It's hardly slower, and it's a mid. You can also hold it. Once it starts flaming, it'll eat other projectiles. God damn it. Did it go over the fucking shield? Oh my god. Nether realm. Oh my god. Got one fucking job, bro. Whatever. Anyway, normally when this gets red hot, it eats projectiles. It'll beat another projectile. It even trades with Sub-Zero's EX fireball. His fireball just flies over it because whatever the fuck NetherRealm was smoking that day. But yeah, the crushing blow. There's a crushing blow for this too. Crushing blow requirement is where is it? That it eats a projectile. If it destroys a projectile while in there, in case y'all think I'm capped. The other move she has is down back 2. Shield spin, really fucking good. As you can see, right? Minus 13. You can EX it. There's an extra hit at the end, minus 2. Obviously, there's a gap there, but it's minus 2 if you do it. If you don't do it, if they're waiting for the gap, you're gonna be safe because it's only minus 13. This move also has a crushing blow. And let me show you the crushing blow. The crushing blow for this move, wait, let me take one block, just so you can see it, right? The damage it does and whatnot. Wait. 24% for that, right? It's just like Kodo's, it's, you know, projectile crushing blows, it's typical shit. This move, crushing blow, however, is always gonna do over 30%. Always. 30% splat damage. No DOT, no pop-up, always 30%. So if I combo into it, even more damage. Nah. Damn it. Even more damage. As you can see, right? And this is unbreakable damage. And the crush and blow requirement for this is just hit 3 of them. Spinning dragon. Triggers on the 3rd amplified spinning dragon to hit. So amp this, and then the next time you got one coming, boom, 36%. That's all you gotta do. Very simple. Very simple crush and blow. Very good move. You can in block strings in this. If you're trash at hit confirming, get in block strings in this. That is technically unsafe. But you can go into the ender if your opponent doesn't know, or they just don't have the flawless box on deck. You're gonna be safe. Or you can sometimes EX it, you can sometimes not if you want to go for that bullshit. You know, it's a real, it can really work. Not to mention, well, you can't cancel that. That's fucking very unsafe. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, this move. Oh my God, this move is back. Yes, this is one of, okay, I need to talk about this move. This is one of Sheeva's base moves. What's the last variation move? Dragon charge? Oh, her launcher. Hold on. Let me talk about her launcher, then I'll get back to that move. Her launcher, this variation, is shield charge. So she has an advancing special move. So say Scorpion's doing EX spear against you. Not EX spear, death spin. EX spin. Like his spear spin. I don't know why I said EX. You're like, fuck, man, it's annoying as fuck. Hey, guess what? Reversal shoulder charge. Do what you want to do, you know? And that's obviously not a full optimal combo. Damn, I'm really bad with this character. I really gotta wait that long to move? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do anyway. Just an example of a 25% combo off a raw launcher. Obviously, if you do something like this, it might do more damage if I could land it. You can still get 30% 1 bar in this variation, by the way. Yeah, there's that. Sorry, it's like 4 in the morning right now, so if I sound like I'm off, I'm a little bit off. But yeah, that's dragon charge, really good. Obviously, it's unsafe. It's a fucking shoulder charge type move, and it's a launcher. But you can EX it, be minus 13. You can also delay the EX, just like fucking other stupid moves like Sub-Zero's cold shoulder. It's just like that, except this is a launcher. pretty solid. I want to talk about back forward 4 because this is when we get to her DOT thing, which is a big part of her character, which is really important, and it's in all her variations, but in variation 1 and 2 I think it's more important. Stop blocking. Off. Now watch this. And I'm gonna just show that for those who don't know, no, that's a crushing blow. Cause the opponent to bleed for a short time if the opponent walks, dashes, or jumps, right? So I'm gonna pick Fujin. I'm gonna walk. 5, look at the health, look at the health, look at the health, look at the health. Look at that shit, look at it. There we go, come on. Watch what happens when I jump. Look at my health. All she landed was this one move. Look at my health. 30 health every time I jump. Every time I walk, right? So you either gotta advance with like special moves or don't move, right? Because if you move, you lose hella health, hella fast. You know what the problem with that is? Say I just want to sit here and duck. I'm gonna just duck and I'm gonna just block, right? I'm gonna just do that when I'm bleeding. Well, Sheeva has a mid fireball. She has a mid fireball, so you're gonna take chip no matter what. If you don't move and just sit there and block, you're gonna take chip. You can shoot fireballs or something back, but again, I can hold this and eat your fireballs in most situations, or you can get hit and take the trade, or I can stomp, and now you have to move. And that's some variation one shit that I'll get into later, but it gets deeper than that. Yeah, it gets pretty nasty when you really work with that shit. With that DOT, you can do some crazy shit. One more thing. I don't know how to showcase this, so I'm gonna just do it. Back forward is 11 frame grab, right? The move that does the DOT. This move also has a crushing blow on counter or punish. As you can see, no amplify at all. No counter punish or breaks armor, right? So just this raw move, back forward, 11 frame punish, 30%. 11 frame punish, reversal. 11 frame reversal. Punish or armor break. That's not what I meant to do. Where we at? Fuck, I'm really bad at this. AI options. There we go. I want to get him to breakaway, just so I can show this. We'll turn easy crushing blows off. Wow. Oh, he needs to grab or something. Bruh. Yeah, Sheeva's down 2 is among the worst in the game. There we go. Fuck. Why didn't he break away? Oh God, I have to map it. Okay. We're gonna do this right this time. We're gonna do this right. I promise we're gonna do this right.
North wind blow.
Alright. He didn't break away. God damn it. Well, you get the point. There's an armor breaker. You get the point. It's an armor breaking attack. I'm gonna just have him, break away, and then I'll just turn easy crushing blows on, I guess. Yeah, it's not hard to get that to land, and as you can see, you do a fuck ton of damage. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty fucking crazy. You can see why I say this is her best variation. If you can't see why, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, sure, oh, you don't get the 50-50s. No, but you get this crushing blow. You get the DOT. You get this crushing blow. You get this crushing blow. You can force your opponent into bad positions if you can hit them one time, right? And Sheeva still has a sweep. She doesn't have a low start or anything in this variation, right? So the only mix-up she can get is off sweep. Other than that, she has the overheads. You can go for throws, stuff like that. But this is more about making your opponent make mistakes. You have a mid fireball. You know what I mean? They can't duck this. They're going to have to jump, or they're going to have to zone back. They're going to have to do something. If they get too caught up in the zoning or have a move with like a lot of recovery, they might get hit by the stomp. They're going to have to try something. This variation is more about making your opponent make mistakes and then punishing them. And then you land one hit. If you like around this range, you land one hit, go straight into the DOT. Fuck it, why not? Now if he moves, he loses health, right? Or you go into this. Go into this, build that crush and blow up. Depending on, like, you know what I mean? This is mostly safe. It's only unsafe if you flawless block up to it. Then it's if they have the meter to do it or not. So half the damn time it's safe if you, well, let me set in the block actually. If you flawless block it, it's -7. Not punishable. You have to up 2 it or up 3 it. So, like, you know what I mean? That's why I keep saying it's like mostly safe. You can punish it if you have offense and defensive meter. You can punish me. But if you don't have the meter to do it, then it's safe. So I can just willy-nilly throw this shit out. And if it lands cool, and there's a gap in the last hit right there, so people get clipped. it's just really, really good. Her sweep's really good. You still got this overhead as well. Yeah, she's just, this variation is very, very solid. You can get good combo damage because you have a launcher. They break away, you have a scary ass armor breaker. You get the same combo damage you get in V3. All you lose is the low launcher. It's the only thing you lose. You lose a low launcher, but the low launcher is extremely unsafe, and it comes at the cost of this move. It comes at the cost of this move. It comes at the cost of what else? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it's worth it. I think this is the best way. I think this variation is the best one. I just don't see how this isn't the best. The only downside to this is you lose a fireball. You lose her because her regular fireball is one of the best in the game. But this isn't a bad fireball at all. It's a mid. It's the other one's a high. There's no EX to it, but there don't need to be. It'd be broken if there was. Again, you still have this 4-3 as a launcher. You know what I mean? You don't lose much of anything except a low launcher. You lose a 50-50. You lose a mix-up or whatever. It's not even a real 50-50. It's a good mix-up, but it's, you know, you lose that. But other than that, like, this variation is just the best. Has the best neutral. But yeah, let's get, actually variation 1 might have slightly better neutral, honestly. But it's partially a gimmick, kind of mostly a gimmick. But variation 1, as y'all know, is all about the stomp. It's all about, if you look at the variation moves, you have an anti-air grab, which is really good. You do have an anti-air grab. It's not like invincible to jump ins, right? You can see I'm getting hit out of the startup if I do it late. It doesn't have like head invincibility or anything, but if you do it early enough, it has like, I don't know if it's priority, but if you do it early enough, you can see right there, right? It works really well. Wow, that has a crushing blow too. Totally didn't know that. Triggers if the previous connected attack was a regular Shokan snag. What the hell does that mean? I'm not gonna front. I do not understand that crushing blow. But anyway, other than that, the moves you get in this variation are Trimmer, the 46 frame unblockable that hits everywhere on the ground, and you can EX it, and then you get drag and drop that you can move. Right? You can move forward, you can move back. Wait, you can delay it. You know, you get the stomp that has a bit of a more mix-up to it. And why is this really important? Well, because in this variation, you still have back forward. You get that DOT, you immediately go into this. Because guess what? They got to jump, they got to dash, they got to do something. They getting hit. And you also have the fireball. That's one of the best fireballs in the game. Yeah, you still have this string. You know, if you're ever unsure about a string, go into EX Fireball, like, you know what I mean? You don't have down back 2, but you do have EX Fireball. Like, you still have a safe special you can go into sometimes, most of the times, whatever. Still have this, like, and this variation is all about the stomp. You can just, some people pick this shit and just do this, right? Like, not utilizing the character's potential at all, because you still have Trimmer, right? Much faster. You should have a good fireball. And look, oh wait, let me turn my blocking, right? This knocks down on hit. I can immediately go into, I can knock you down with a fireball, bet. Wait, bet. Trimmer, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna force your opponent to make mistakes. You're gonna force your opponent to jump, to dash, to do whatever. And then if you have good neutral, when your opponent's fucking running around, jumping, dashing, doing all this other maniac shit because he's playing fucking Fujin, he's just doing this shit and jumping around because he don't want to get hit with the fucking Trimmer or whatever you got going on, you know what I mean? He's just doing all kind of shit. He wants to press buttons. Then you go, okay, anti-air grab. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, you know what I mean? Okay, what the fuck is this guy doing? Anti-air grab. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got hit out of that. I'm losing to the AI. Look, I'm losing to the autopilot Fujin. But no, I'm just joking, y'all. But seriously, like you have this button, pretty solid button. You don't have the charge, which I think is better. You have this move you can throw out as well. You have this overhead, which can actually catch Fujin. If I do this right, I'm really bad at this shit. You can get his ass out of the sky. I've done it before. But I'm just, okay, I gotta do it early. There we go. God. Yeah, you can get him out of the sky if you know that shit is coming. Yeah, that's just a random example. But yeah, anyway, variation 1 is more about, it's the same thing as variation 2, just a little bit different. It's more stomp focused. But the good thing about this variation is you will make your opponent be unsafe. You will. And that's the thing, right? Making your opponent make mistakes, and not even make mistakes, just put them in states where they can't block, make them do unsafe shit, and when they do the unsafe shit, you gotta punish them for it. So like, you know, you get a chance to hit them, like I said, you get the DLT, and once you get the DLT, it's party time. It's literally party time, because you can do this, you can stomp, you can throw fireballs at him, you can throw this fireball, like, and if he doesn't move, bet trimmer. And remember, if you jump, 30 damage, 30 damage, 30 damage, 30 damage. Look at your health. You got hit one time. Look at your health. You got hit one, you got opened up one time. And it was unbreakable. It's not like you can, oh, I got grabbed, let me break away. Nah, son, there ain't no breakaway. And I know her down to his ass, but if this armor breaks, GG. Remember, this is 30% unbreakable crush and blow. And this shit don't scale in the armor break combo. Like, I think variation 2 is a little bit better, because this is more just about getting people to fucking deal with the stomp. But this is still a good variation. Especially if you can get the game going that this variation is supposed to play. That's the whole point of this variation, whether they know it or not. That's the whole point. To get your opponent to play unsafe, to jump around, to dash a lot, to catch them with an anti-air grab, or to catch them with what? Catch them with a forward 2, catch them with a back 3, like catch them with something, right? Catch them with this. You know what I mean? And then play your game. And that's kind of Sheeva in a nutshell. There's a little more to her than that, but a lot of her buttons are really stubby. I think you need to get really well acquainted with 414. I think you really need to get acquainted with this button. This is her best button by far. And that way you can whip punish people. You can remain safe, not be doing all kind of shit. You're not sitting here whipping buttons yourself. You're not just doing this shit in neutral or just doing this. Like, this is good, but it's really, really slow. It's 24 frames. You can see the walk up, and I can, like, Fujin can see this, walk back, dash, whatever, go get breakfast, come back, and still back 1-1 you. Like, it's really, really slow. You know, Fujin can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's really fast. He still sucks, though. But yeah, once you figure out, I think if there were any real Sheeva players, I think the reason nobody knows how to play this character because there's no real Sheeva players. And now that like high, quote unquote, high level players or pro players, I don't want to say quote unquote because like Sonic Fox is a pro, but you know, like there's some other high level players that are picking up Sheeva. They're all picking variation 3 and all playing mix, command grab. And that's literally the worst variation of the character. Like, the stomp is trash because there's no mix-up to it, right? Outside of variation 1, the stomp is not that scary. I mean, there are a few characters, like if you play Frost, yeah, your character sucks. So you can't really dash out of it reliably or walk out of it reliably. But that's just because it's the worst character in the game. Most characters can just dash as soon as she gets off the screen and they're fine. But yeah, that's pretty much Sheeva. I'm not going to go over like her big combos, but hold on. Her launcher in this variation would be down back 1. Her anti-air grab off of this string, boom, boom. Well, I'm not trying to get there. I forgot I got easy crush and blows on. You know, you would go for something like this, end it with that, but that's kind of off that 1 string only because you can't do it on this, right? you would just have to go for back forward 4. So her damage outside of in this variation, her damage isn't always great. That's, I guess, a flaw. But variation 2 has a launcher. Variation 3 has a launcher-ish. No, variation 3 does. It only has a launcher off this. It's the same thing. Off this string, she can launch in every variation, right? Off this string, she's golden. But in variation 1 and 3, off like her other strings, you can get to a grab and get the DOT going. And variation 2, you can just combo off any string all the time. Can they break? Yes, but you have the armor breaker to fucking murder them if they break, which is why variation 2 is the best. But anyway, I have been JSF. This is my Sheeva guide. I hope you guys enjoy. If there's any characters you guys want to see in the future, like I said, I'm gonna do Melina, I'm gonna do Rain, I'm gonna do Rambo when those characters come out. I'll probably do more characters after the patch, but I had just been playing Sheeva a bit and studying her for the last like week or so. And like once I like got in a lab with her, spent some time with her, and like looked at her stuff, and I was like, oh wow, she's totally a set play character. Like she's like a fucking, I want to hit you, I want to make you bleed, and then I want to throw shit at you, and you better do something. You better deal with it, you better figure it out, because you're dying, and look at your health. It's all of a sudden half your health is gone that quick. You know what I mean? She's that kind of character. Like she doesn't have the best footsie tools. She has one good mid-range button, and that's it. In variation 2, she also has a shoulder charge, which helps her neutral a bit. She has a good fireball, but like other than that, most Sheeva players get beat because they get in this range and then they just start whiffing buttons because they don't know what to do, or they try to do this super slow ass shit. It's like, no, you're supposed to use this. In this range, use this. Completely safe. Use it. If you know it, if you're doing it to punish, then don't hit confirm, just cancel it or something. If you don't know if it's gonna hit, just go for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Sheeva's really good, really slept on. She's not like top tier or anything. She also has this 10 frame mid string that I never really talked about, but it's really important because you can stop your opponent from mashing on you. Probably the worst example because it's fucking Fujin, but normally. Having a button that's this fast is usually good. Oh man, yeah. The range is terrible though. The range is abysmal on this button. It's 10 frames though. You know, 10 frames is 10 frames. You gotta take what you can get. Yeah, they probably need to buff the range of this a wee bit. Kinda ass. But yeah, she was a solid character. I didn't know how good she was before. I never really looked at her, and people only played her against me to use the stomp. So I never got a good feel for her until recently, and I think she's good. I think she's solid. I actually wanted to play her more, but now they announced the patch and they announced more characters, so I'm probably just gonna play more characters, and I might start taking this game seriously, so I'm gonna just pick top tier and be one of those guys. Anyway, like I said, any other characters y'all want to see, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank anybody for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. I do appreciate it. That helps me a ton. Thank you. Stay safe. JSF, I'm out.